Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and thank you so much for tuning in today. Today I'm going to do the review of the Hobbytrain IC2020 coaches, the double-deck Swiss Federal Railways coaches. I have been talking about this review for several months since I received these models from ScogRail over in Ipswich. Great shop, by the way, not affiliated to them, but really good service. If you're looking for anything European, British, NAA scale, they're a great shop to go to, and they will get you stuff in that they don't generally stock, so definitely worth checking them out. I'll put a link in the description for them. So yes, today I shall do that review, and I will first of all go through prototypical information about these coaches very briefly, show you the different models that are on offer, and then give you my opinion on various aspects on these coaches, and then a full roundup at the end. So let's dive straight in, and we'll go straight to the prototypical information first. So the coaches were initially called IC2000 as they were launched as part of the Barn 2000 project, and were constructed between 1994 and 2007, and approximately 340 coaches were built to run on the network. They ran in a push-pull formation with an RE460 locomotive and could run up to 200 kilometres an hour. In 2016, the Swiss Federal Railways decided to refurbish the fleet so it would last well into 2040s, and these have now become the IC2020 coaches, which is what they're called right now. Changes have been, obviously, externally, nothing apart from livery changes. Internally, there has been quite a few changes on a number of the different styles of coaches, but essentially the external appearance, apart from the paint job, has not changed. So let's take a look at the models now that have been released on Hobbytrain, and I'll show you through each different coach that has been produced and talk to you about my opinion on these in just a few moments. So we've got a selection of coaches. I bought all the different variations to try and make up an 8-coach train. So you have got 2 different second class coaches. These have got different running numbers, so there's one coach and another coach, so obviously if you want to make more than that, you'll have several coaches with the same running numbers, but at least there are 2 different running numbers for these coaches. There is also the first class coach as well, which is only produced as 1 running number. Then you have the baggage car coach, which runs between the locomotive and the rest of the set. And then there's the restaurant car. Again, these don't run in all of the formations, but run in most of them. I really wanted one for my formation. And then you have the really nicely produced driving van trailer, which has directional lighting, so head and tail lights, so red when it's going in the pull formation, and then the white LED lights, well actually they're slightly tinted blue, which a lot of these LED lights on trains or model trains are these days. So they have those on the push direction of this coach. It also has a DCC socket as well. I haven't opened up the actual coach itself, as I don't want to put a DCC chip in, but you can do that. I have heard in a few forums they are quite fiddly to open up, but that's not something I've done and explored. So let's move on to the paint jobs, liveries, and the next part of the review. So appearance wise, these do look really, really good. On initial thoughts, and I'll show you some close-up pictures, the paint job on these is very, very good. The livery's been really, really well applied. On my the first one of these I received, actually, the paint job was slightly scuffed between around these areas here. It wasn't particularly well produced. Plus also it looked like the actual coach itself had been opened up, and then the body and chassis had been stuck back down with glue. I sent this back to ScogRail. They were happy to send me a brand new one without any quibble at all. So they're a really good shop like that. Just exchanged it, no questions asked. There was clearly a problem and they just swapped it over for me. So yeah, so there still is a bit of a discrepancy. I'm not sure you can see there, but the difference between the paint here and the paint on this window section, the white is slightly darker on the window area compared to the rest of the coach, but when you're looking at normal viewing distances, you don't really notice that, to be honest with you. The actual livery itself, so the cartoon characters, and I'll show you a close-up now of those, it does look really good. It's very, very well printed. It is slightly fuzzy if you really zoom in like I have done on my picture here, but at normal viewing distances, again, it looks really, really good. Also, you can see the print of the data panels is also extremely good. As you can see here in this close-up photo, it does look fantastic. It's very well printed, very crisp. There's no problems with that. One thing I do like with these, and I don't know if it's on the original IC2000 units Hobbytrain release, which I do have as well, but you can actually see the destination panel, the digital destination panel on these. You can't quite see it on this close-up, but if you look carefully, it's definitely there. Sadly, at normal viewing distances, you can't see it, but I suppose in real life as well, you wouldn't see those. The second class and first class emblems and the bicycle emblem and all the other little emblems that appear on above these coach doors on this new livery do look really good. They're really well produced and very crisp, as you can see here in the close-up photos. So the next part of this, and this is something that's really, really bugged me with the initial batch I bought donkeys years ago, the first batch of Hobbytrain IC2000 coaches in the original livery, is that they do tend to uncouple when being pulled. The couplings for some reason tend to come apart. It seems to be the same problem with these. Obviously there hasn't been any new tooling at all. They've clearly taken the old tooling, which was brilliant anyway, and then just offered them in a brand new paint scheme to represent the newer models. They do tend to uncouple. My advice is probably to get some Fleischmann Profi couplings or something very similar, so that these couple up well and don't come undone. Sadly, the couplings on these, they tend to sort of drop. I put a Profi coupling on there actually, but the original couplings tend to drop down and then they just uncouple, which is slightly frustrating. One thing I will say, if you are coupling these close with Profi couplings, don't have the shorter ones, because they will lock up on slightly tighter corners and then you'll end up with derailments. These coaches aren't particularly heavy, and because they're quite tall, they are prone to derailing. Apart from that, that is the only bugbear I have on the running-ish qualities of these coaches. They do look really good on the track. They run really nicely. And apart from the coupling issues, they are really, really good. So to not go on too much about these in terms of a review, the end result is really, it's another fantastic model from Hobbytrain. I'm really, really pleased. I don't have any issues with them. They do look good. And definitely, if you're looking for a set of these and kind of hesitating, I'd certainly say head out and buy a set. They're fairly expensive. I think they're sort of 40-50 quid a coach, so they're not cheap, sadly, as most models aren't these days. But they're definitely worth the money. I would highly recommend going out and buying them. Again, nice details here on the front. You've got all the pipe work as well, which is really good. So yeah, definitely go out and buy some. You'll really won't regret buying these models. So I hope you've enjoyed the review of the Hobbytrain IC2020. I'll leave you with a couple of running shots of these of this set running. If you like what you're seeing and you're enjoying these reviews and the updates of the layout, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash that like button for all further updates and reviews. Until next time, take care Happy modelling, and see you guys in the next one.